What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Got my best friend Dan here. So tonight I get a lot of questions asking about what do I do to the paint and what's my process. I'm just gonna first say I am far and away not a professional detailer at all. This is strictly amateur. Hopefully, you know, I'm not going to do too many stupid things on camera and have you guys attack me for it. So tonight we're actually going to apply some ceramic coating to the hood, and I'm going to go through the process. You do the Claybar. I have this detail juice from Garry Dean. I love it as anything. I'm going to use it as the clay lube. Follow up with some 2400 and 3800 compound and polish with the orange and then the blue pad. You hit it with the panel wipe to get rid of all the residue and the oils. And the ceramic coating of choice, I'm going to use this Gtechniq CSL and EXOv4, or EXO, I don't know how you pronounce it. So we'll go ahead and get started. Like I said, I didn't dry the car because we're just going to be clay barring it anyways. So we'll get started. First step, going to clay the panel. This is the easiest step. I'm sure all of you guys know how to clay. You just kind of liberally lube up the panel and just back and forth, just like this. Obviously, the paint on this is already pretty clean, so when we look at it, there's really not going to be barely anything coming out of the clay. But this is always the first step because you don't want to hit it with the polisher if there's contaminants in the paint. So this is just grabbing the contaminants out. And again, I'm assuming a little bit of stuff right here actually. You can feel it and hear it just a little bit. And it's just a tiny amount of contaminants in here. So, panel is now clay. Yeah, like I said, pretty much nothing. Alright, so we just clayed the whole car. Dry it, dry it after to get all the residue off. We're now going to do the Menzerna 2400 medium cut polish. You have a orange cutting pad. Apply some of this. Come on. The tip must be a little bit clogged. But you want to do a little bit heavier in the first time. Yeah, the tip's clogged. So I don't get yelled at by the people online, you can put the cord around your neck, and we're going to try to do it in approximately 2 foot by 2 foot segments. Put it on a medium speed. And you just kind of go nice and easy. Now some people, they tape up all the seams and everything, and that's the right way to do it, but my car is really not in terrible shape, so this is really going to be really quick. So you just kind of go left and right, up and down, apply light pressure on the pad in a cross-hatching pattern. Yes, sir. It's really as simple as that. You're just going to buff the compound off, finish the rest of the hood, and then we progress with the 3800 on the blue pad, but that's really the basics of it. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this stuff, but it works good enough. Actually, the tip's not clogged now, so then you just come back over here and you do the next segment. guess this has got a little bit bigger than 2 feet, but as long as you take your time, you'll be fine. Next up is going to be the polish. For this I use a 3800 Menzerna, and I literally just shot the cap right before we started filming somewhere in the garage, so I don't know how it's gonna... It's not supposed to come out like that. So I'll have to find that cap. But basically this is just a more fine compound. You're gonna apply it really in the same pattern that you did before. If this gets any hazing or any micro scratches, really kind of brings out the gloss. At that point, you remove the compound, and the next step is going to be you hit it with this panel wipe, which is basically like a alcohol wipe that just gets all of the oils and gets the paint totally, completely bare and ready for the coating. So we'll go ahead and finish up the hood. So the compounding is done, polishing is done. Next, you got to clean the panel. So you're just going to give it a light misting of this panel wipe, or regular rubbing alcohol works, but this is what I have. I have the actual stuff. It flashes off almost instantly. There's no residue, and basically that takes all of the oils and the residue left by the polishing completely out of the paint, preparing it so the coating can more easily bond to it. It's important to note that if you're using a rag for this, you do not want to mix this rag up when you start applying the coating, because you're going to have a bad day. So just throw this rag out when you're done. Alright, so we are on to the ceramic coat. This is Gtechniq Crystal Serum Light. There's a bunch of good coatings out there. I'm not here to tell you that one is necessarily better than the other. This is just the one I use. So it's a pretty simple process. Crack it open. I want to drop it. It's expensive. You take their airtight seal out. And I believe the directions said, if I remember correctly, you just want to soak the pad. CSL, no. We're prepared for the video, as you can see. Pad, apply in a little... Okay, and you just want to be very thorough with this, and apply. And wipe off. And when you remove, you just want to make sure that you go over remove. So I just did this little section, and we're going to go over it, because if you leave it on the panel, I have heard it's not fun to take off. And you just repeat that, and you have a very, very nicely sealed panel, which will be good for years to come. As I struggled to get a new pair of gloves on my sweaty hands. Final step is the EXOv4. You apply this in almost the exact way you apply the CSL. Basically, this one lasts for like 5 years. There's a lot of protection here, but the appearance, from what I've read, it doesn't pop, or it's not as hydrophobic, repels water. This is more like a 1 to 2 year coating that you apply on top of it. It's like the cherry on the sundae. So we'll go ahead and apply this in the same manner.
The cherry on a sundae, was that a Dairy Queen reference?
Could have been a Dairy Queen reference, except Dairy Queen has no cherries now because corporate decided it would be a good idea to get rid of them.
Why would you get rid of maraschino cherries?
A discussion for another time. So this, like I said, goes on almost the same way, except it's a, oh, there it goes. And
Don't mind the rolly chair noise.
apply. The one caveat is you gotta keep your car inside for like 1 day after you apply this. You can't get it wet. Well, I have a garage, so not an issue. I would not apply this outside. Would not apply this if you don't have a garage where you can let the EXO bond to the paint. But when this is done, the paint correction, well, application of the ceramic coat is complete. That's more difficult to remove.
Oh, I'm very well aware.
I'll have to use a few microfibers. I'll try to put it on maybe a little later as well. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, you went a little heavy on that one there, bud.
Sometimes heavy's good. Sometimes heavy is not good. The door's going to be the muddy reflection shot. Really close to it because
Yeah, it needs to be like right here. Just so you could view like the car and doing the actual panel. Oh, I'm recording. Stupid fucking idiot.